What is the good word? Welcome to the Higher Call, the Christian Sports Fan podcast. I'm your host, Dan Satterfield. God is good all the time, my friends. Go Lake Nona Lions, go Seas, go Bees, go Pats, go Sox, and go Cougs. Throwing it over to the wall to my co-host, Dave Landry. How are you today?
I am doing well. How are you, sir?
Doing really well. We were just talking. It's been a while.
It's
I believe.
been a while. Like I said, I think it's got close to 30 years, maybe it's like 29, but
Yeah,
that's
I
a
know.
long time since we've actually spoken.
I know, that's so great, and I know we've followed each other on Facebook, and
Yep,
Facebook's great for that, and I saw that you were keeping up with the 49ers, which I remember that
always.
from our high school days,
Yeah.
and so yeah,
I
Dave and I know each other through a teen ministry we're in from our church in Rhode Island, and had several sleepovers, have a lot of memories. So really looking forward to this episode today. We're going to be doing the NFC West preview, and Dave is here representing the 49ers.
That's right. Best team
And
in football.
all right, you know what? I can't really argue with that. I will say this: the NFC West, in my opinion, hands down, and we'll get into it a little bit, but
Yep.
they are the best division in football. I mean, it's. I don't even think it's close.
It's
If
been that
you're
way
in,
for a while.
yeah, it's really great division. So I'm not a fan of any of those teams, but I'm jealous.
Okay.
So yeah, what I know recently we're in the summer in
Mhm.
Orlando. It's really hot. But the Avengers Doomsday
Yes,
came out today. I saw you posted that on Facebook. What were your thoughts about the trailer?
I am excited. I'm also excited for Spider-Man too because I know that's coming
Mhm.
out in like a week. But yeah, I am so hyped for the Avengers train to get back on the rails because I feel like some of the movies dipped a little bit after Endgame.
Yeah.
So I'm this looks like it's going to bring it back. So I'm excited. And the X-Men. I love the X-Men.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell. I saw it in a freeze frame, but they're going to have Channing Tatum's Gambit and Shang-Chi have a little tussle,
Yes.
probably a friendly one, but yeah. So
And
that's interesting.
little known fact for me, obviously, I love Gambit. He's actually one of my favorites. So I was excited when I saw him in Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm excited he's returning here. So I'm looking forward to what they do with him.
I love Gambit too, and I think we might have talked about this in high school. But yeah,
Yeah, a
the
long
old,
time ago. Yep.
the old, yeah. And do you remember Adam Lang? He was from up in Boston. He had a huge Gambit poster in his room. So from the old X-Men cartoon,
Oh yeah,
Gambit
yeah.
was like the coolest character. It was not
Oh,
Wolverine. It was
right.
not Cyclops. It was Gambit. So yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
everyone loves Wolverine. I like Wolverine. Like I think Wolverine's cool, right? But like Gambit is better.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's looking good, and we'll see how things go. I just wanted to hear the music at the end. Alan
Right.
Silvestri. I just wanted to hear the score. I'm like, if they don't do that score at the end of this trailer, I'm gonna lose it. But they did, so good job.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah. So our agenda today, we're
Yes.
going to do a little 49ers banter in general,
Okay.
and then we're going to do a we're going to do a little trip down memory lane and see what we remember about each other.
All right. Sounds
and
good.
then we'll do a NFC West outlook then.
Okay.
And then we'll actually go through the 49ers schedule game by game, and you can say wins, losses, and see what you think about that.
All right.
And then we'll be done. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So let's start at the beginning. How did you become a San Francisco 49ers fan?
Um, so basically I started getting into football probably around like 7 or 8 years old. And I think kind of how like a lot of modern fans might be Patriots fans because of Tom Brady, I became a 49ers fan from watching Joe Montana play. Essentially, I kind of just latched onto that and just became a fan of that team. That team was obviously really dominant in the 80s.
Mhm.
And yeah, and that's just never got off the train, right? Just got on board and that was it.
Yeah. So, but let me
Yep.
interject with this. You're from, at the time when I knew you, you lived in
Mhm.
Rhode Island, right? As did I.
Correct.
And
Yep.
and so all Boston. So I'm a Boston sports fan. I lived in Weymouth, Massachusetts, and then also you knew me when I lived in North Kingstown, Rhode Island,
Mhm.
and you're taught that, you go for the Celtics, you go for the Red Sox, you go for the Bruins, you go for the Pats, and that all California teams are bad. I
So
feel like we're taught this in school, but it didn't take with you.
no, I didn't really pick up on that lesson. Now, for all the other sports you just mentioned, I am a fan of those teams, right? So Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins, like that's fine. But it's because I'm not as passionate about those sports, though. So I'm just like I kind of default to growing up local teams. But when it came to football, I mean, I liked the Patriots, and the old logo and the 3-point stance and everything, and you know, who was it? Steve Grogan was a quarterback throwback name, right? They had a lot of stuff going on. I went to several games back in old Foxborough, metal benches. You could just pick up tickets, when you walked up to the stadium
Yep.
10 minutes before a game because nobody cared to watch them because they were so bad.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
so I definitely remember all that, but at the same time, like I said, once I really started investing, even at a young age into watching football and like really paying attention, all of a sudden it was the star power, right? And I feel like
Yeah.
that happened a lot with the modern Patriot fans. There's a lot that have come on board, after they started winning Super Bowls because of Brady. Just like there's a lot of Mahomes fans and the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and we talked about last game. I actually my least favorite team used to be the 49ers because they were
Mhm.
from same thing with the Lakers. If you're from California and you're winning a bunch of championships as a kid, I'm not gonna like you.
Right.
But it's actually changed. The Chiefs are now my least favorite because Travis and Taylor didn't invite me to their wedding. And so this feud of ours just goes back and forth. Um, so yeah, anyway. But Joe Montana or Steve Young, which one
Oh,
would you take if you
it,
were like starting a team today in their prime?
Montana, hands
Okay.
down. Yeah,
Hands down. Okay. All right.
yeah.
What was your favorite 49ers Super Bowl? Like what was your most memorable or favorite Super Bowl win of theirs?
Well, of their wins, I mean, so most of them happened I was too young, right? I think
Okay.
the first couple I was like, less than 5. So the one that I can remember of winning anyway is the one in the 94-95 season, right? They beat the Chargers. And that was Steve Young's Super Bowl though. I've obviously watched highlights of the all the previous ones. Now all the recent Super Bowls they've unfortunately come up short. Um, so I don't really. That's why I desperately want them to win one while I'm an adult, so I can appreciate it more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've been so close; they've been knocking on the door. But I do, I know we'll get into it more. I do think the window's going to close a little. Um, but yeah, I think I do remember them winning when it was like 15 or 16, whatever it was, and actually I was even younger. But I do remember that Super Bowl, and obviously that's my favorite one because that's the one where I was the oldest to like be more aware of like what was actually happening.
Nice, nice. And you look at the Niners last year. They go 12-5. Brock Purdy is out for part of the year. Mac
Mhm.
Jones comes and steps in. Patriots fans, know about Mac Jones. We
Yep.
we also know he, went to Alabama. I don't really like them, but but yeah. So how did you kind of see the quarterback situation last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing to look at is more with Shanahan. Like, I'm not saying that Brock is bad, right? But I think we even saw the same thing when Garoppolo came in. Another Patriot great. Uh, he came in and they had success with him as well. Went to a Super Bowl with him. I think Shanahan's just a quarterback genius and offensive genius. So,
Absolutely.
it's hard to really say. I mean, even when Sam Darnold was the backup, obviously that translated well for Seattle. But I think that whoever's in there, as long as they have some confidence to be able to run his system, that they're going to look good.
Absolutely. Yeah. I completely agree. There is no better guardian that I can think of right now of a franchise than Kyle Shanahan. Like I feel like the Niners floor is always going to be high as long as he's head coach because he just has some intangibles and some knowledge that some people right now don't seem to have. It's almost like Mike Tomlin
Mhm.
during his tenure with the Steelers, kind of in his
Yeah,
prime. Like their floor was always high. It's impossible to win the Super Bowl every year, but your floor is high every year. Like you're going to make the playoffs. You're probably not going to be the last team that made the playoffs. Like
right.
we're probably going to be looking pretty good. So what's your overall, kind of big picture outlook for this season for the Niners?
I feel like but this is going to be redundant for the last 5 years, right? If we stay healthy, which is
Hmm.
obviously going to be the biggest thing for the 49ers every season, it's the big talking point. If we can keep our pieces on the field, we have a shot. right? We can definitely make it to the Super Bowl. We've been there 2 or 3 times in the last 5 years, right? Or 2 times, really. And so I think, we still, like I said, we still have hope. But every year we kind of seem to lose 2 or 3 key pieces, and it makes it more challenging. And then we have to wait for them to fight back, and then it's like, what could have been?
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of health, when you think of the Niners, you think of health, think of Brock Purdy, but the name that
Mhm.
immediately comes to mind second would be Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
He's gotten dinged up a little bit in the past couple of years. Last year he did not. Last year he did his thing.
yeah.
How concerned are you as far as his health and what the impact that might bring to the team?
Well, the running joke we had amongst the 49er community was that he was siphoning the life force of all of our defensive players, and that's how he was able to do this. Um, but no, I mean, I'm always concerned, right? I mean, he's had some injury concerns even before coming to San Francisco. Every year, it's like hoping that his legs will hold out. He's obviously super talented. Need him on the field, and yeah, I know it's always I get worried every game. Every game, I was like, please survive. Like last year he did
Yeah,
put it all together, but then we lost, like I said, almost our entire defense. So
yeah,
it's like, okay, we can't just put it all together, it seems.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very, popularly held view. I do think something that kind of can help McCaffrey is he's just as dangerous out of the backfield as he is in the backfield. So he's not a traditional, kind of bell cow running back. He can be, but he catches his fair share out of the backfield which when you're pass catching, there's not as much of that risk for injury. Do you play fantasy football?
I do. Yeah,
Okay,
I've been in several leagues.
Okay, so just from a fantasy perspective, currently, McCaffrey, some other running backs have kind of taken his place a little bit, and that injury
Mhm.
scare is there. So he's looked at as probably third through eighth, I would say, as far as the picks go.
Yeah.
A lot of running backs are kind of in the top there, but if I had like the sixth pick in the draft and he was available, do you think someone should take him?
Who else is there? I don't know. Six might be a little high. I think first
Oh,
round
okay,
is
all
high.
right,
I do.
okay, wow, first round, okay,
I think second round maybe is probably like as high as I would go with him.
okay,
Obviously, though, the ceiling is incredibly high. Like if he's healthy and like you said, he's so involved. Um, I liked last year though when they had Brian Robinson Jr. that he was able to kind of take some of the workload. They need that. They need someone to take some reps off of him to keep him. But then like it just didn't happen. I think last year he had, I don't know, like 65% or something like that of the offensive snaps. Like it's a ridiculous high number. Um, they cannot do that again this year. He will get hurt, I believe. So I don't know. But I do think for fantasy perspective, yeah, I think second round would be as high as I'd go. Maybe third round. Obviously, if he's there, I would definitely take him. Wouldn't let him go past that.
all right, all right, sounds good.
Hmm.
Great. We're going to go into the other teams in the NFC West and see what you think. We will start with the Seattle Seahawks. 14-3 last year, won the Super Bowl over the
Yeah.
Patriots. I you know I, they were clearly the Patriots were clearly outclassed in that game. I mean, kind of whoever whether it was I think if the Broncos had beaten the Patriots, they probably would have been the same result. I just don't think the AFC was as strong last year. Either that or, man, I just hope Josh Allen, and I shouldn't be a Bills fan. I just hope Josh Allen gets one day. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's kind of a tangent. But
No,
but yeah.
I know that tangible because right now I'm currently in upstate New York, right? That's where I'm living right now. So I'm surrounded by
Oh,
Bills fans.
nice.
So I hear a lot of Josh Allen sentiment over here.
It just seems like every year it's like they have one of the best teams and it just doesn't have like they don't even get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of, you know, I low key I cheer for the Bills a little bit. I would like to see
Yeah,
them
me too.
to get one. I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind it.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Ed Oliver. He's a
Yeah,
Houston Cougar, so I love the Cougs. So
there it
that's why I
is.
root for them too. So yeah. But anyway, Seattle head
Yes.
coach is Mike McDonald.
Yes.
Starting quarterback is Sam Darnold. That's an interesting.
Hmm.
Sam Darnold is now a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yep.
Do you see them taking a step back, or do you think they'll still be a contender?
No, I think they take a step back. I'm not.
Okay.
They're certainly not bad. Like they're certainly not a bad team. And McDonald really calls the plays. I know they lost their offensive coordinator, QB coach, run game guy. Like they lost some offensive coaches, and they lost Kenneth Walker. But I think they'll still be relevant. Obviously, they're going to be very good. I don't know that they'll repeat, though. I think, they make the playoffs and they probably get bounced.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. And another team too that I feel like, kind of cut from the same cloth of Kyle Shanahan is Sean McVay with the LA Rams. Um, I feel like Sean McVay's kind of the same way as Kyle, a really good guardian of a franchise. They're always going to
Yeah.
kind of have that high floor there. Last season they went 12-5. Matthew Stafford won MVP, and so what are your thoughts with what are your
They're the
thoughts with the
one.
LA Rams?
They scare me the most. They do.
Okay.
They still have so many good offensive weapons, and Stafford is still playing at an extremely high level. Obviously, you said MVP, and now Myles Garrett, like that. That is a nuclear bomb in our division.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like he's gonna have such a better time rushing the passer with that team because they have more defensive help. So he's not going to be like the sole focus, right? And it's going to be really tough. I think the Rams are going to be so good. They scare
Yeah,
me.
I know it wasn't just you. Like it's
Right.
like Miles Garrett is going where? Like, and how is that fair? It's kind of
Thank
like when
goodness Aaron Donald didn't come out of retirement, or at least not yet. Hopefully he doesn't. But if he does, forget it.
yeah, it's kind of like when the Pats were already good and they got Randy Moss. It's like,
Right. Right.
okay, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're making
So
a really good team better, and that one guy he can take him over that hump. So I like the Rams a lot.
yeah. And now we come to Mike LaFleur, Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett is starting for a team. I didn't even know who the Cardinals quarterback was,
Hey, they
but
also have
yeah, the
Gardner
Arizona
Minshew. Okay,
Cardinals.
they also have Gardner Minshew.
Okay, so yeah, he can start too.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. The thing with Arizona is like you never I still don't think they're going to be that great this year. They still got to figure out this quarterback situation. Brissett and Gardner are not like consistent enough to be like the answer. They have some people that you can build around, right? Trey McBride, great tight end. Marvin Harrison Jr., emerging wide receiver. I like the rookie that they drafted for running back is Jeremiah Love. Um, but I don't think that's enough. I think Arizona's going to be in for a long season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the rest of the division is just going to beat up on them.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
in a tough spot. If they were maybe in the NFC East or something, they might have a good shot still.
When the Cardinals hired, this was a few years ago, but when the Cardinals hired Cliff Kingsbury as their head coach, and they already had, I think Kyler Murray had either been there a year, they just got him. But I was like, yeah, let's go. Like this team's gonna be fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech, Big 12. Let's have some fun and gun football, and it
Yep.
just never
Yeah.
turned out.
Some of those college schemes they just don't translate into the NFL that well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny. I mean, you should have saw it. I should have saw it coming because Cliff Kingsbury had a good run at Texas Tech, but he got fired because he had
Right.
several kind of rough seasons,
Yep.
and then he get hired as a head coach. That was back when kind of Mahomes mania, right? And just
Yeah.
and Kyler Murray's kind of like him, and Tua and those guys, and it was just like, oh man, everyone in the league has to get one of these guys, has to get like one of these
Right.
Lamar Jackson mobile guys, or else you're just not going to win. You're going to be stuck, and
Yep.
the league hasn't gone as much that way as people would think. Now Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So um,
Yeah. I don't think, and if I'm trying to remember, maybe I'm misremembering. I don't think Kingsbury actually um, wanted Kyler Murray. I think there was like a whole big thing about that. So I don't know
yeah,
if he was really sold on him from the beginning. So kind of like never really put him in a chance to be successful.
gotcha. All right, so we're going to go into win totals. So we're going
Mhm.
to look at Hard Rock Bet um, out in Florida. They have the 2026 win totals. Remember, everyone's playing 17 games, and
Yep.
so we're going to go through each team and see give me over or under on the win totals. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, so the Seattle Seahawks 10.5 wins, over or under?
Probably over, just by a smidge, probably like 11,
Okay.
maybe 12, but over 10 and a half.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds good. And the LA Rams, they have the most, 11.5 wins.
Still over.
Still over, okay.
Mhm.
And the Niners, 9.5 wins.
Be a spoiler, but over.
Okay. And And the Arizona Cardinals 3-14 last year. This year they have them about the same, 3.5 wins.
Yeah, under.
Under. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Wow. Ooh, so that'd
I
be
still
one of
think
the worst teams in the league.
I think they finished with 3 wins again this year. I don't know that they really make any improvements. The schedule's just it's too rough.
Gotcha. All right. Nice. All right. Cool. Well, let's take a trip down memory lane.
Okay.
And take a little break from football.
Sure.
Talk about some stuff we remember about the teen ministry. One of the things I was thinking about today was we have been on stage rapping together.
Yes.
Our
Yep.
AP
Mhm.
at least twice.
Yeah.
The more money, more problems.
That was the one that I remember the most.
And the other one was that Mother's Day song by Montel Jordan.
Yeah,
Something
I
for the
forgot about.
mommies.
Yes, I forgot about that one. That's right, because we had to rewrite that to make that fit for Mother's Day, I think.
Yeah. So what happened was Mark gave us the song and
Yeah.
he said, "Okay, I need something for the homies." It's the actual song.
Actually,
And Mark,
I think it was something for the honeys, but that's okay either
oh
way.
honeys, oh
Yeah,
wow.
I know. But yeah,
And Mark said, "Okay, you guys have to go rewrite this." So I slept over at your house,
yep.
and we stayed up all night writing this song, and then we sent it to Mark, and he was like, he didn't say it was inappropriate, but he's like, "There's like nothing here about loving your mom. This is just you guys like riffing on whatever your weirdness is."
That's right. I
And
remember now.
he's like, "So I'm gonna rewrite it." And so he gave us the rewrite, and we're like, "This is terrible, Mark. Like, we're not
Yeah,
gonna like in a respectful way. He's an adult, but like,
sure.
but he was an adult. But like, we're not gonna sing this stuff." So then we like got with him again, and like came to compromises.
Yeah. I remember this. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that song too, because the only other song I remember that we did like Wonderwall. I think we did as like as a group.
Yes,
Like
yes,
and I played keyboards and stuff, and
nice.
yeah, we had that whole thing. I remember that one, and I remember doing More Money, More Problems. That one was hilarious.
That one was that, and I don't know why they let us do that. Like, it was a church camp.
Yeah, but everyone was hyped, and the biggest
Oh, it
thing I
was great.
remember from that was I like lost my voice going into that. Like 'cause we were doing sports and stuff and screaming, and like I remember like I was so upset because I'm like, I don't know if I can be able to do this because my throat was like shot. But then we did it, so it was good.
This literally, that was my senior year, so it must have been your junior year, and this just came into my head. So I don't know if you remember this. I was playing tennis,
Mhm.
and we were in like rural Maine, and I hit myself in the head with a tennis racket playing tennis. Like, I was swinging for the ball, and the ball took like a weird bounce, and I
Oh,
nailed myself in the head. And so then I go to the nurse, and the nurse is like, and it was pretty open. It didn't hurt. She's like, "You need
right.
stitches." And so like we're like going to the hospital, and
I mean,
I'm like, "I have to come back and rap."
right. Yeah, you were 2/3 of that song, so you had to put it together. I only did the last one.
Yeah, but your verse, I mean, but that was Notorious B.I.G.'s verse,
Right,
and that
that was
like
B.I.G.'s
that
verse.
makes the whole song. That song
Yeah.
would stink. It's all the setup for it. So I
Right,
mean,
that's
even
true.
though it was technically 1/3, it was like really like 66%
And
of the song.
the other thing I vividly remember of that is that obviously we edit out all the, a lot of the curse words and everything else like that, but I still said "gat."
Yes, yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I also said I said Gats, yeah, I say Gats and hosts those girls on shoulders. Yeah, you said
Yeah.
that, and then
Yeah.
yeah, and then there was something too that I said. Oh yeah, spend no dough on the booty.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we didn't really edit those parts out. Like, it was like, oh, it's
No,
not a curse word, so it's fine.
right, yeah, just the hard swears, and
Yep.
like yeah, and no one ever talked to me about it. Did anyone ever
Yeah.
talk to you about
No,
it?
no one
Oh,
ever
okay.
said anything. Everyone was just like, hey, that was great. I'm like, cool.
Why did they let us do that? Okay. Anyway,
It was an odd choice, I thought, but I liked it, so let's go.
I mean, obviously it was like the song of the summer easily.
Yeah,
I mean, it
it
was
was
like,
really good.
yeah. And so yeah. And so I do, when my kids hear this song, I'm like, hey, like I rap this in front of like 200 people or something. What, well, I don't
Yeah,
normally go to camp, but something, hundreds of people.
it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
They
It
packed
was
that
fun.
lodge.
The other thing, I was thinking about was, so Terrell Owens played with Jerry Rice,
Mhm.
96 to 2000. And so that's right when I was in high school, and you too.
Yep.
And I remember we slept over at Garrett's house in his basement and
Mhm.
played Madden. And like, I mean, I was getting so mad because you were the 49ers, and like all you had to do was get the ball in the air,
Yeah.
and like and it was either To or Jerry Rice, and it was just a touchdown. I was getting like, you
Ah,
destroyed me. I was getting so mad.
what a great time to be alive. It was so good.
Yeah, that team was I don't know what year that was, but that, I guess, probably around 98 or 97. But that team was
Yeah.
unstoppable in Madden.
Yeah, I know. I miss those. I still play Madden occasionally. I don't buy it every year anymore, but yeah, that's so much fun back then.
All right, cool. Anything else that you thought of?
No, my biggest thing was I was going to say it was the concert that we did for sure. I said
Yeah,
I forgot about the Montel Jordan one though, but yeah, that was good. They're good to remember
yeah,
that one.
yeah. And then wrestling too. Hollywood. We used to always
Yeah,
say that. Hollywood
yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
like our
huge back
thing.
then. Yep.
All right, cool. Well, shout out to Nate, Garrett,
Yeah.
Patrick, all of them, man. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool. Well, let's go through the 49ers schedule here.
Okay.
We're gonna go game by game and see how this goes. Um, really interesting. See, really interesting week one. Uh,
Yes.
so you're playing in Australia,
Mhm.
and on Netflix
Yep.
on on Thursday, September 10th. And so technically it's an away game for you guys, but it's away for everybody. And so that's always just such a weird thing. I mean, you're traveling over Australia too. Australia is not Europe. I mean, that's
Right. Exactly.
I've been to Japan, and the time change is, it's different. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't like Japan. I do like Japan, but I don't like the time change, because it's just like, I remember I was in Tokyo with my 10-year-old, and like couldn't go to sleep. Like it was like 2 a.m. So it's like
Mhm.
we like go to some convenience store at 2 a.m. because we couldn't sleep. But anyway,
Right.
Rams first game. How do you see it?
Yeah, and this whole thing with the traveling too is we're going to be the most traveled team this year, with all of these games. But I have the Rams winning this
Okay.
game.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah, we're gonna
All
we're
right.
gonna start off 0-1. Like I said,
Okay.
the Rams scare me.
Yeah, and I'll tell you too, something you can keep an eye on too is, this is college, I know, but obviously it's the same sport. But Kansas State and Iowa State played in Ireland, at the beginning of last football season.
Mhm.
And I mean, I honestly think it, like Kansas State lost a heartbreaker. I think it just ruined their season. Like, I think they
Yeah,
would have won more. Like, they just came home and just like, oh, like, and the game was so hyped and all that. So when you're the first game and you're in an exotic location and all that, if you lose a close one, it can really spiral. So hopefully it doesn't for you guys. But
yeah.
go ahead.
Anything's possible, but like we'll still be like Kittle won't be back, right? He's gonna be back mid seasons,
Oh, that
and
helps.
you still got to think about like Bosa's coming off his injury, Warner's coming off his injury, and all that, and we'll got to see how the team gels. I mean, usually we're decently competitive, but the Rams will take it, I think.
All right. Now the schedule gets easier.
Yes.
You are home opener against the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I think we take that one. I think the
All right.
Dolphins are obviously in the middle of a rebuild, so
I did the AFC West preview with my
yeah,
friend Martin, who's a Raiders fan. I was like, Dolphins. He was like, the Dolphins stink. Win. Like, it was
right.
just so fast. And the Arizona Cardinals, you also
Yep,
get them at home.
that's gonna be a W right there.
All right. So we're 2-1.
Yes,
And let's see. Next, you have the Denver Broncos.
I have the Broncos winning.
Okay.
And I feel like this is one of those games. There's two games. Well, actually, there's like three games on here that I get maybe like 50-50 on. but I don't think we're going to win all of those coin flips, right? So, and the Broncos defense is still very good. So I'll give them that one.
Okay. And then you take a trip up. So you get a 3-game homestand there, and you're 2-2. Then you take a trip up to the Emerald City and visit the Seattle Seahawks.
Where we take another loss.
Okay. Yeah, tough to win in Seattle. I can see that.
Yeah. We play them
easier,
tough.
though.
We play the Seahawks
absolutely.
tough, but I still think we lose this one.
Yeah. It is funny when you're going through division games. Me and my AFC West guy were talking about this the other day, but for division games, you can almost be like, okay, every home game we lose, every away game we win, or every home game we win, every away game we lose. Like, just go 3-3 division, move on.
Right.
But yeah, Washington Commanders are next.
I got the Niners winning that one.
All right, that's Monday Night Football. And next we have you're in Atlanta. At Mercedes-Benz.
I've penciled in the Falcons to win this game. I think this is one of those 3 games. I think we lose this one as well.
Okay.
They could win it, but the Falcons, they win when they're not supposed to, and then they lose when they should win. Like they don't beat the Saints, but then they're a weird team. But they have enough talent.
You're like the opposite of a homer. Like I respect the pessimistic realism.
Hey, that's my whole life is based on that.
Okay, all right. Well, you're here, so
yeah, that's right.
It's got you through so far. All right, so yeah. All right, so going to Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. So sorry to your friend. We're going to win that one. They're also rebuilding. I know they threw a lot of money out in free agency. They got a whole bunch of people, and maybe they'll gel, but it's also the progression of who's that quarterback. Is Mendoza playing at that point? Is it still Kirk Cousins? Like, who knows?
Yeah. My Raiders friend Martin said you were going to win too. So
okay, that's
he
good.
agrees.
We're in alignment then.
Yeah. All right. So going out to the Star, to Jerry World.
We win this game.
Okay.
I will never pick the Cowboys as the one team. I don't care how good they're doing. I will never pick the Cowboys. I hate them with a passion. So the Niners win this one because we have been dominating them in recent years.
Yeah, you have. I agree. I think that's a win. All right. So now we're getting on a little streak here. We're getting it rolling.
Yes.
Minnesota Vikings. And that's in Mexico City. Wow, you have to go out of the country again.
It's in Mexico, and surprisingly, we have a huge fan base in Mexico. So this will actually be feeling like a home game, unlike the Australia. I don't know what they'll do, but so I have them winning this game.
Okay, awesome. And I agree. When you go out to the markets and things in Mexico, I've seen a lot of Niners gear. You guys are one of the kind of 3 or 4 teams that have a big following there. So So yeah, interesting to go out of the country twice. Now we're going to go to at home. You have Seattle.
Yep, and I think we take this one. So I think we're going to split with the Seahawks this year.
Makes sense. And then you go to New Jersey to play the New York Giants.
Exactly, and I think we'll beat them too. I do actually think the Giants are going to be improved this year, just from the coaching staff alone, but they're not going to be there yet.
Nice. All right. So yeah, I mean, mid-season, you do get a nice November, and now we're up to 5 wins in a row. It looks like, and now we're going to play the LA Rams.
Yeah, they're gonna smoke us again.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, like I said, that front, like our O line is just not equipped to deal with what they're going to bring for their defense, right? So I think that that's a bad matchup for us. Like my hope is if we get to the playoffs, that somebody else can eliminate them.
Just don't play them, right?
Someone else needs to take them out.
Gotcha. All right, and getting towards the end of the season here, at the LA Chargers.
Tougher game than I think maybe people understand. The Chargers are pretty good, but I'm gonna take the Niners in this one.
All right, nice. And okay, we can spin them in on my least favorite team in the whole NFL. Okay, so
yes.
So before I ask you who's going to win, so do you because my friend Martin says no. Can Mahomes and Kelsey, can they just be old? Can they be like the Golden State Warriors are now? And it's just like you don't win anymore. You're too old. You don't make the playoffs anymore.
I will tell you that Kelsey already is old, right? Kelsey did not do well He has last season
True.
and a half. I don't think he's not been playing to his potential. I think he's already on his last legs. I'm curious to see how Mahomes responds, right? Coming off of his injury. Obviously, he was still playing at a pretty decent level, but his team is not great. Like they don't have a lot of pieces around him. Like people they were supposed to have getting in off field trouble, and they don't really have like what they were down 2 or 3 wide receivers. I think they picked their own guy and like injured him at the start of the year, and
Yeah.
their running game was Pacheco is not doing well, but they did bring in Kenneth Walker, so like I like that addition for them. I think the Chiefs are still going to be relevant this year as long as Mahomes comes back and plays at his high level.
Yeah. Okay. So at the Chiefs,
Yep.
though, are you gonna win or lose this one?
I have a loss here. I have the Chiefs
All right.
winning.
Tough to win in Arrowhead.
It is.
And Philadelphia Eagles at your place.
I want to win this one really badly, but I have it as a loss because we kind of embarrassed them in the first round of the playoffs, to be honest. Like I don't think they were expecting to lose that game, and we were decimated. We had really no business, winning that game, coming off of the absolute destruction we faced when Seattle beat us down. So yeah, I think the Eagles will come back for some revenge here, and I know they're trying to tighten up, but the Eagles are weird because they usually start off hot and fall off at the end of the season. That's the other coin flip. So I kind of have us losing. I like on the air on the side of caution, right, on these coin flip games. So I'm penciling in losses here.
All right. And then I assume you're going to pencil in a win for the Cardinals once again. All right. Nice. So where's that put you guys? Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
All right. So 10-7. Okay.
10-7. Right. And like I said, that's why when you said, 9.5, I was like, over. Just skosh.
I guess that's true. I mean, it looks like their AFC is the AFC West.
Uh-huh.
And they can I think they can make a lot of noise there, your top 3 teams. And so I think it's a good schedule.
Like I said, some key games there. Like I said, 10 wins last year. They were 12. I feel like they could beat the Broncos. I don't know that they will. They could beat the Falcons. And they could also either beat the Chiefs or they can beat some of these teams, but I don't think they're going to beat all of them. Like they're not going to go 14 wins, 15 wins, right? So some of these are going to be letdowns, and but I think they have a chance to pull off a couple more wins there. They could repeat and do 12, but I'll be conservative.
Nice. Yeah, I do. I think there's some wins here. I think they can beat the Falcons. I think the Eagles. I'm interviewing an Eagles fan later, but I think Jalen Hurts is on the way out. And I think it's gonna be a rough year for them. But we'll see. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think you guys will be good though. It's a great time of year not time of year, but time to be a 49ers fan. Well, then let me ask you this, kind of closing out.
Sure.
Who is your Super Bowl? What's your Super Bowl prediction? AFC, NFC, and Super Bowl champ.
Okay. Well, the Rams, I think, are going to represent the NFC. Like I said, unless I see something otherwise. Just on paper, I think they're the best team. The AFC that's tough. I think between the Bills, I'm not so sure about the Patriots. I know I might hurt your feelings, but
it's okay. No, it's fine.
But Bills, there's always a chance for them. Obviously, again, we talked a little earlier with the Chiefs. Maybe if Mahomes comes back at a high level, and I actually think it's hard to say it if they put together, but the Bengals might be sneaky, right? Because Burrow and they've done stuff to try to improve their defense finally. So I don't know. I think like one of those teams, the Ravens are in. Like the AFC is so wide open. I think it's really hard to nail down which one of them will play. But I think whoever represents the AFC, I don't think they win anyway. I think that the NFC wins, especially if it's the Rams.
Right. When you look at that's a good pick. When the Niners, as far as the Niners go too, I was going to ask this earlier, but what position group kind of worries you or concerns you the most?
Offensive line.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all tied into that theme, right? Like our O-line has been up and down for the last few seasons. Obviously, if you go back a couple of years when we played the Eagles, and then we just like lost all of our quarterbacks, and Christian McCaffrey was taking direct snaps. Like, you can't have that. Trent Williams is still very good, but he's obviously every year he gets a little older, and he gets a little injury prone as well. Like, people don't talk about him so much, but he misses games. And we lost a really good guard, Spencer Buford, I think. I don't forget what team he went to, but we pick up some guys, but I don't know how well they're going to gel. So that's just a concern with me when we have to face, the pass rush of the Seahawks and the pass rush of the Rams 2 games a year. And it's like we could, anyone else who has a really solid front four kind of bothers me.
Okay. No, that's a good take. It's so funny too. My Raiders friend said same thing for him, was offensive line. That's funny. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. It's even more of a problem in college. It's really hard to find good offensive linemen.
You gotta protect, right? You gotta protect your quarterback, especially here. Like, when Purdy went down and Mac Jones came in. I mean, Mac Jones took a beating. Like, he powered through those games, but he got banged up, and it's like, we can't afford to have this happen. And McCaffrey, like, we got to protect him.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate this. This was so fun.
Yeah.
It's been great talking to you and catching up. And yeah, it's going to be a great NFL season. And then right after the NFL ends, we get to go watch Avengers Doomsday. So I'll be interested to see what you think about that. And
well, if you do a movie review podcast, you let me know. I'll chime in. I love watching the MCU movies. I love them all.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that actually. I am thinking about doing a sports. I was going to do sports, but we can do Doomsday too. I was thinking about doing a sports movie series after we get done with this divisional series. So yeah. What are some of your favorite sports movies?
What was it? Oh my goodness. Well, Rudy.
Yes.
Oh my God, I wasn't prepared for this one. What's the
Mighty Ducks?
Mighty Ducks is good, but what was the other football? It was a college, like blue something. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. Okay, there's Friday Night Lights. There's Remember the Titans. There's The Replacements. There's I think Remember the Titans is my favorite movie. Just period. I love it.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
Yeah, no, the blue one. No, the one with James Vanderbeek.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't remember the full.
The coach.
He was the coach. That was a good one. My favorite is Necessary Roughness, though. I don't know if you remember that one. It's a comedy movie with football. That movie is hysterical.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember Ryan Smith. I saw that for the first time in his basement. Varsity Blues.
Okay, Varsity Blues. There we go. See, I couldn't remember it for some reason. I was drawing a blank, but I like that one too. I think that was a good movie.
I don't want your life. It's like, yeah, that's really convicting, Dawson. Like, you're really country.
That's right. It was a Billy Bob or something. Yeah.
Billy Bob. Yeah. That short receiver guy.
Yep.
And all the trucks.
All of them.
Nice, man. Well, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. And we'll do
absolutely. It was fun.
Awesome. Well, we'll do it again if you want to.
Yeah, sure. Hit me up.
All right, nice. So yeah, we'll do the outro here. As we wrap up today, remember this: whether you're playing, coaching, cheering, or even officiating, every person on that field is made in the image of God. Yes, even the referees, even the bad ones. Shout out to our sponsors, All Too Traveled on TikTok and Father Figure Coaching with Bill Ellis for supporting the higher call. If you enjoyed today's conversation, we really appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with another sports fan. And we'd love to hear from you. Email us anytime at highercallpod@gmail.com. highercallpod@gmail.com, just like the title of the podcast. Give us your questions, topic ideas, hot takes, or just to connect with other like-minded sports fans. Until next time, keep your eyes on the game, keep your heart on God, and thanks for listening to the Higher Call.